Hello, Kathy Beatty here with Divorce Support Anonymous. I've had many conversations with individuals about the loneliness after divorce and how do you deal with that. So I want to give you some tips, some resources to deal with the loneliness. First of all, I always ask the question when we start on this topic in group is, how many of you were very lonely in your marriage? And many, if not most, hands go up. And people take a different perspective about loneliness and they say, wow, I was really lonely in my marriage. So at least now we know that we are alone. We are not in a relationship where we are continually trying to connect and not able to connect. We are no longer, in some situations, the beggar longing for connection in a relationship. We are alone. But I do believe that that gives it a different perspective and approach when you consider that. It doesn't resolve the fact that you are lonely right now, but it does give it perspective. So let me ask you this. So we are going to talk about loneliness, but sometimes we are lonely because we have lost the routine. We've lost the routine that we are so used to, whether that's positive or negative. There was a routine there that we were comfortable with, and we have lost that routine, and therefore we feel lonely. Something else we've lost presence, the presence of someone else within the home, within our life, someone to bounce off ideas, even if it was a negative relationship. We've lost the presence of that person in our life. And we could continue to go on and on about the loss of roles, the loss of status, the loss of finances. All of those things kind of converge and make us feel very lonely. But the real question is, how do we deal with the loneliness? How do I fill this emptiness? Well, it takes intention, and you do need to begin filling the emptiness. The question is, with what? Many of you will make the mistake in believing that I need that next relationship to fill this emptiness within me, to deal with this loneliness. And that may come further down the road, but I want you to know, because you are so vulnerable right now in going through divorce, that the next relationship is only going to complicate your life. So please hear me. And I've had people say to me, you know what, Kathy, we're really not listening to you. And that's your choice. I can't be responsible for that. That's your choice. But I will tell you right now, because you are wounded, you are raw, you are vulnerable, the people that you are going to attract right now are not going to be the most healthy. Listen to me. They're not going to be the most healthy. You may have someone who wants to come in as a rescuer, but your brain is not on straight to be able to recognize this rescuer really is not a healthy situation. And you won't recognize those red flags. So if you choose to fill your emptiness with the next relationship, believing that that's going to satisfy, you're probably going to be very disappointed. So, how do you deal with that loneliness? It goes back to that question. You fill the emptiness with healing, with intentionally working on yourself, with finding same-sex friends in which to meet and to do things with. You don't put yourself in vulnerable situations with the opposite sex right now because you're simply not ready. So you'll find yourself through this process. You start focusing on, how do I recreate my life and my future and fill my life with good things? And that takes not only intention, it takes wisdom, it takes discernment. And I believe this is a spiritual journey that takes God, that allows you to let God into this empty space to fill you, to direct you, to give you wisdom, to heal you. Because that is the only relationship that is going to change your life for the better right now. So invite God into this loneliness. He wants to be there. And you may say, I don't know what I believe, and I'm not a spiritual person. That's okay. The amazing thing about God is He takes us exactly where we're at. But I would ask you just to quiet your heart and say, God, show me who you are. Show me that you are real in this time of my life, that you want to come into this time of my life and guide me and heal me. And what I love about God is if we do that with a sincere heart, He shows up. He may show up in a word from a friend. He may show up by an invitation into a church that you've never gone to before. He may show up with simply a peace within our mind and heart. But He loves the lonely. And He wants to connect us with other people, with good, healthy people. But He also wants us to connect with Him. So fill your loneliness with God, with good people, but also with activities. What is it that you love to do? Many people have forgotten their dreams, have forgotten their favorite thing to do, whether that's golf or paint or write or sing or whatever it is. Reconnect with that passion that's inside of you to fill that loneliness. And then lastly, find someone else to serve. Find someone else who is also hurting and be a help in their life. Maybe it's a neighbor, maybe it's a friend. Wherever that is, that fills our emptiness. Wherever that place of service might be for you, that fills our emptiness. I know these are lonely times. I get it. But we can make a difference in these lonely times. And we can help ourselves through them. Not by staying isolated, but by moving forward and stepping out and filling those empty parts of us with positive things. Connect with me, divorcesupportanonymous.com or my Facebook page. Don't go through divorce alone, and let's get this healing started.